Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for June 7th of 2025 is titled Perseverance Selfie with Ingenuity. So what do we see here? Well, here we see an image looking out over the surface of Mars. And we see to the right-hand side the Perseverance rover, or at least a portion of that. And off to the left-hand side, we see the Ingenuity helicopter. Now, the Perseverance rover took this image on April the 6th, and if you wonder how it can get an image including itself, it's because it is not just one image. It's actually using the camera that then monitors and takes various pictures, and you put them together to get a single image. And in fact, images have been done of this, in fact taking selfies with not just a single image, but in this case with 62 images then put together to be able to give us the overall image that we see. So we see the rover, the portion of it off to the right. We can see some of the tracks of the rover there as well, places that the rover has moved across the Martian surface. And of course, as I said, we see the Ingenuity helicopter as well. Now, the helicopter made a total of 72 flights in the Martian atmosphere. Its mission now over, as there was damage to the propeller blades, so it can no longer function. However, it greatly exceeded the expectations that we had for it in the exploration of Mars. So this was the next step past the rovers. And in fact, Mars is really the only other place that we could use something easily like this. And that is a helicopter. Now, it needs very long blades that would be needed to give it any lift in the very thin Martian atmosphere. But we couldn't use a helicopter like this on the moon, for example, because there simply is no atmosphere on, say, the moon or on Mercury to be able to give it any kind of lift. Mars is the one planet that has conditions somewhat similar to Earth, and allows for this type of exploration. So we can expect that based on the success of Ingenuity, that this will again be used, that helicopters will be used when they can, because they allow for faster observations in that they can fly over obstacles that the rover might have to move slowly around over a long period of time. So having the helicopter there allows for better exploration, and of course it is tied to the rover, sending its information back to the rover, which then relays it up and back to Earth. So continued exploration has taught us a lot about Mars, and in fact the rovers, Perseverance and Curiosity, the two that are still going, have been able to confirm that water did once flow on the Martian surface. And whether that means that there's ever been life on Mars is still an open question. We can't say no, but we certainly cannot say yes either. And that's because it is very difficult to really be able to detect that life, and especially if it's very simple life, which it would likely be. In fact, we could rule out the possibility of any kind of advanced civilization ever having existed on Mars. But microbial life, very tiny, simple creatures, could exist and could still exist in the Martian soil. So that was our picture of the day for June 7th of 2025. It was titled Perseverance Selfie with Ingenuity. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be facing NGC 3344. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.